So the tit for tat between the Gulf Cartel and the Zeta break off the Northeastern Cartel is still going on in full speed. But this time, the Northeastern Cartel was able actually to hit back. So all these executions that have recently been back and forth, a lot of them have been high-ranking people with, leadership roles in the cartel. The person who was gunned down is Jared Antonio Zamora Mireles, a plaza boss for the Gulf Cartel in Monte City. Um, the state police were actually looking to arrest him since several weeks ago, and they actually did stop him with his girlfriend and three other men, but he was released, and they were looking to detain him again. Well, I don't really understand what happened there, but we all know he paid something and got out. So, on top of that, he was actually kidnapped by Northeastern Cartel members, and no one had heard anything about him since then. Then there was a narco message that was left beside a icebox, saying where he was. Now, just before that, there was also a kidnapping of two men and a woman in Ciudad Victoria. Same kind of thing. They were tied up, executed. It's very common what's going on. There's public executions, is what I'm pointing at. Um, right now, in that city, there's been intense fighting in places like Camargo, Miguel Alemán. And after the execution of said Plaza boss about a week ago, Comandante Pezon, he was the head of the Gulf Cartel on the border, in Tamaulipas. This actually causes lots of instability. What you guys got to understand is people might think, well, when they arrest or they kill this Plaza boss, the crime's gonna go down. But quite the opposite. The crime skyrockets because people are all fighting for positions in the cartel, are start to betray each other because there's no leadership or anyone implying punishments. And sometimes it'll cause a cartel to split into many cartels, which makes it a lot harder to deal with. Now, right now, they're looking at the fact that there's also a shooting in between members of the Metros, which is the cell of the Gulf Cartel. So they're actually killing each other as well. On top of the war between the Gulf Cartel and the Northeastern Cartel, members of the Gulf Cartel are murdering each other. And that's the Metro group that's actually doing that. So, Comandante Peson was also known as the Metro 12, the one who was previously killed. And then you got to remember there was Gordo Sexy. Yeah, that was his name, Fat Sexy. Who was killed because of a betrayal against the Gulf Cartel. Now, yeah, I don't make up these names, guys. It's out of control. I know. So, there's another group called Los Ciclones, the Cyclones, and they're also fighting for the border. And the Gulf Cartel, I think, has lost control of its own cells. I don't know if this internal beef that they're even having in the metros, if that's going to spread all throughout the cartel. What it's actually doing is making the job a lot easier for the Northeastern Cartel because when your enemy are killing themselves, each other, you can kind of just sit back and watch or cherry pick and take opportunities of when it's right for you. This is obviously could be the end of the Gulf Cartel, which is crazy because we got to remember they are the oldest cartel in Mexico. They have been working since the prohibition of alcohol. Um, Selling alcohol to the Irish mafia, Italian mafia, people like that in the United States. They've been around a long time, and this could be the end of them right here. So, the actual internal war inside the Gulf Cartel escalated on June 19th when members of the Scorpions and the Cyclone group went into neighborhoods of Reynosa, and they actually killed 15 innocent people, and supposedly that was done to heat up the plaza, which is insane. You'd think they'd go kill 15 of their enemies and then just throw their bodies there or something, but no, they went and killed 15 innocent people. Um, Edgar Valadez Hernandez, also known as El Maestrin, was the actual one who ordered that execution, and he died on the 26th of July in return for the massacre in Reynosa. Now, as you can see, this is a back and forth, and no sign of getting better. It's only going to get worse, of course. That's how these things work out. Death kind of has to sort things out, but unfortunately, it used to be there'd be a big limpia or a fight, and then we'd have a period of calm. We've had a constant state of war without any calm for a very long time, and that whole thing used to happen around the sexennial. Every 6 years, when elections would come, violence would come right before because things changed hands, plazas. But now it can happen at any time and it can last years. There's no defined anything about this violence anymore. It's completely out of control. Que antes no, que cuando vino el sexenio había violencia y eso, pero ya es un constante, güey, no se para.
Así es, no, ¿qué va a parar, compadre? Ya va a parar, yo creo que cada.
¿Qué decía Luis Olora, mi compa? Y
Sí, no, pues ya se la sabe, güey. Raza que pues pongan su like, comentar este abajo el video, que compartan las noticias nuevas, y den clic a las notificaciones, al pendiente.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Crazy world we live in, and those 15 people who were massacred in Reno, so it's a tragedy. It's a damn shame. Leaves me speechless, which is hard because I see and hear about lots of crazy things, but even things like that will leave me speechless. It's scary how brutal humans can be.